Shannon Sharpe is the most viral man of 2024, no questions asked. Since he left Undisputed in 2023, he has taken over the YouTube world and podcast world by storm by starting his own podcast called Nightcap with Chad Ochocinco, former football player, Cincinnati Bengal Ring of Famer, and they talk all things sports and entertainment and relationship-wise, part of the reason of their big success.
Oh, you should be crying. Sorry.
We gonna be all right.
No, y'all ain't.
We gonna be all right.
Next year. Y'all ain't gonna be all right this year. Hey, man.
He's crying. He's crying.
You done got them people, you had people in Cincinnati believe in you. Man, Ocho say we gonna be all right. Not everybody ain't doing nothing but eating chili and hot dogs.
This podcast is like the two uncles at the barbecue saying the most crazy, outlandish stuff, outlandish stories, and everyone loves it. While on Undisputed, he launched his widely successful podcast Club Shay Shay, in which this podcast would change his life forever, as he would have the most viral interview with Cat Williams, in which he exposed anyone and everyone in the Hollywood entertainment industry.
Big Dick Deviance is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen, amen.
Shit.
They canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency. What am I supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, it's 3 other black guys on there. Woo. Huh.
So you wonder what they did to get that?
I told him no. What y'all do? And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down. I would have bust Cedric's stomach. There was nothing that would have kept me from one of these in that patch right there. Like, are you kidding me? Why would you downplay me like that? Why did I give you a pass if you were just gonna lie? Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right, because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Kid, I need another one. You here, get your number.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The podcast was the most viewed podcast in YouTube history. It was the most viral interview of all time. This came out in January 2024, and here I am watching in October 24 in awe of how right Cat was. I applaud Shannon because he did something that journalists no longer do. Shannon listened, discerned Cat, was fully prepared, and sat back and allowed Cat to perform. The interview will go down in history as one of Shannon's best interviews. Cat foreshadowed the entire Diddy situation. He went after Ricky Smiley, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish, Harvey Weinstein, comedian after comedian, Cedric the Entertainer. It seemed like he was pulling no punches, and that's what made this interview so juicy that you just had to see it. He was a bigger podcaster than Joe Rogan at the time, so much that Joe Rogan decided to copycat Shannon Sharpe, no pun intended, and do a Cat Williams interview himself, only garnishing 24 million views compared to Shannon's 86 million views. Unc started off the year hotter than Sydney Sweeney. He made more money off of this one interview than he did his entire NFL career. And just when you thought his virality couldn't get any bigger, it did. In September of 2024, it took everyone by surprise when it was announced that Shannon Sharpe was caught having S3X on Instagram Live, so much by prompting Shannon Sharpe's team by saying, "Beware, my Instagram was hacked this morning and my team is working vigorously to figure this out." Now, I can't play the audio, but I'm pretty sure you know what goes on when two people are doing the nitty-gritty and shaking the covers. So many people were speculating who was the woman in the video, to the point where we only got one name, and that's only because Shannon was moaning it, and that was Michelle. Who was Michelle, you ask? Well, nobody really knows exactly.
In news sites and agencies, man, will y'all start reaching out? I know what y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to look see who I follow and who follow me and try to put 2 and 2 together. Y'all involving people that ain't got ish to do with this. Y'all not gonna figure it out.
Right.
Y'all not.
Right.
The fame became unlike anything Shannon had ever imagined, so much to where actual adult corn sites were wanting him to be on their platforms, and that's when it became out of hand for Shannon because he had this to say after the whole ordeal.
The audio heard for the entire world to hear. I'm embarrassed for a number of reasons. People count on Shannon, Shay Shay Media, Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, ESPN. There are a lot of people that count on Shannon to be professional at all times, and I always try to be professional at all times. Even when I'm behind closed doors, I still try to remain a level of professional, although I'm in the privacy of my own home. And I'm very disappointed in myself, not for the act. I think there are millions and billions of people of consenting age that engage in activities. But to have your most intimate detail on the audio to be heard, I'm disappointed in myself. I let a lot of people down. My kids, I reached out to them. I called my sister. My friends, obviously my friends reached out. But guys, this was not staged. Tell them the truth. My phone wasn't hacked. It wasn't a prank. It was me being a healthy, active male. I mean, y'all thought I was bull jiving. Hey, I'll get it in.
Michelle had Unc breathing like Batman. It's funny how life humbles you. Unc was throwing Ocho under the bus a few days ago and tried to say how unprofessional he was, and Lord and behold, look what happened. A couple things. First of all, to quote the great Chad Ochocinco Johnson, anyone and everyone does involve themselves in horizontal and vertical activity. That's just a fact. But the one thing I find super fishy about all this is how did he not know he went live? Sure, it fits the theory that, oh yeah, I was hacked and that's why we saw what we saw, heard what we heard. But it takes a lot to go live on Instagram Live. What I mean by a lot is you have to push so many buttons just to go live. So the fact that he quote unquote threw his phone on the bed and boom, that's how it happened, I find that a little suspect. I have my skeptical hippo eyes on for that because, like I said, it takes so much to go live, not just on Instagram, but on any social media platform for that matter. And he shouldn't feel embarrassed, in all honesty, because all publicity is good publicity no matter what it is. Sure, people hold him to such a high standard, but in the end, he's being talked about so much this year because of the Cat Williams interview, because he was caught having sex on Instagram Live. So he shouldn't feel ashamed. In fact, his bank account probably got even fatter after that. But in the end, it had no hindrance on his career as a podcaster. Hip Hop Awards, Shannon Sharpe takes home Best Hip Hop Platform Award at the BET Hip Hop Awards. With a series of viral interviews and a flawless transition from sports to podcasting, Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay Shay cements its place as one of hip-hop's top platforms. I am so happy that ESPN didn't let him go. I am so happy that they allow him to live his life. They didn't even suspend him. Kudos to them for that. He said he lost out on a very lucrative podcast interview where this would have been his most famous guest to date. But hey, I'm sure after a year or two, they'll come back around and you'll be able to interview them then. I love how Ocho was able to make light of the entire situation, saying we got to work on your cardio, saying the most outlandish stuff that just had me in tears. And from the sound of it, it sounds like Cat Williams is going to come back for part 2 of the Club Shay Shay interview that he had back in January. So if that's the case, then 2025 will be so big for Shannon that man could literally just stand there and breathe and he will go viral.
What was I saying, Ocho? What was I saying? I ain't hear it.
You was like, you gonna take this dick. Now,
Oh, come on, Ocho!